Hi, I had VSG surgery on August 15th, 2017 with Dr. Alejandro Gutierrez through the Mexico Bariatric Center at Mi Hospital in Tijuana, Mexico. And my highest weight was 250. My surgery weight was 231. And my current weight is 221.4 for a loss of 9.6 pounds for 1 week, which is amazing. And I'm really excited to have experienced that loss. I want to show you my belly. I think you might be able to see it in the photo. It's healing okay. On Friday, I'm going to go see my doctor to see if I can maybe stitch this little wound, and it's like a hole where the drain was. I really believe in the mind-body connection, and I did a lot of meditation and talked to my body before the surgery. And it's interesting because my body has healed really fine. However, and I feel really strong too. Like, I feel like I can lift things, you know, there's that whole like 15, 25 pound weight capacity thing. I gave my son a piggyback ride to bed last night and it was fine. And I think he weighs like 40 pounds. I don't feel restricted in any way by what's happening here, but the mind-body connection, I brought that up because the one thing I really resisted was the IV going into my hand, and I hated that and I resisted it and I didn't want it. And it's really interesting because this is the sorest point on my body right now. It's still very, hello, I have no words. You can feel that there's a raised bump where the vein is, and it feels like a bruise, and it's just very tender and sore. If someone were to touch my hand, I'd be like, ow, get away. This whole area, however, where literal surgical tools were inserted into vital organs in my body, does not feel tender, does not feel bruised. It feels like you could even like put pressure on it and it just feels strong and fine. My biggest side effect of surgery has been feeling cold and tired, and I've just given into that and have rested as much as I've needed. And it has been also really interesting to find that I can further listen to my body in the healing process in terms of the post-operative diet. I won't even call it cheating because in my case, I just feel it has to do with following what I think my body needs, and I think that's right. I'm a rebel. I don't recommend that for anyone else though, because technically I am really rebelling against doctor's orders in order to give my body what it wants. For example, in the post-operative days, like just 2 days after, I was really craving carrot juice, and I just had some and it was fine. And I also, when I was eating my beef stew, I just thought, gosh, these vegetables are so soft. I feel like they would be good for me, and like I could chew them really well and it would be fine. And I did, and it was fine. And then I also saw cashews in the grocery aisle store, and they were raw, unsalted. And I thought, oh, these look wonderful. I think I could chew those and that would be fine. And I just ate one and waited and wanted to see how my body would react, and it was fine. So again, not recommending that for anyone else, but generally I feel like I had a very fast healing process and perhaps am further along in the healing process. And so it was a okay decision for me. Yeah, that's it. Also wanted to share, I am working on creating space in my life and the parallel of having clean house, clean space, in addition to clean eating, clean body. So that has been a really big part of the last week for me as well. It's something I've always struggled with, my space, and I also realized that the weight that I gained was a protective layer for me that I put on as an emotional protection to help myself not get hurt, perhaps. And it also was a parallel in my life with things. I tend to take care of other people, make sure that their spaces are clean. The rest of my house, which is like my presentation piece when people come in to see my home or visit my business, is very clean all the time. Everything is in its place. My son's room is perfection, and I've even taught him how to put things in their place. However, my own space has been something that I tend to like buy more than I need and not have. I don't put things away, and I sort of like keep clutter around me, and I'm starting to view the weight that I put on that way. My fat was clutter in a way. My cousin, who's a yoga instructor, was talking about the body and freedom, and I love this. I've always been body positive and have never even felt that bad in my skin when I was overweight, although depressed. I definitely was depressed that I was heavier. But what I'm saying is I still had a way to feel confident. I knew that my body wasn't who I was. So although I was depressed that I was overweight, I still had a sense of confidence, and I still felt beautiful and was able to feel beautiful. There is a huge loss of freedom with weight gain. And so my cousin, the yoga instructor, was talking about being thin, the natural thinness that we all have when we just eat right, and don't eat too much, and how that gives us a sense of freedom. And I certainly can relate to that. Now I'm applying it to the rest of my home because I'm starting to realize we have our outside home and we have our inside home, and our body is our ultimate home. So now I'm looking at how I've kept my homes, my two homes, and I'm just going to keep thinking about it and journaling about it, and I'm going to keep working on my space. I really love the new house that we moved into, and I want to keep it as a sanctuary, and I want to keep my body as a sanctuary too. So I realize I'm honeymooning, as they call it, with VSG because this is my first week and I'm really motivated. So I'm going to soak up all this motivation and keep on. Thank you. I feel so strangely connected to the digital platform, which is YouTube. I truly have gotten so much out of watching videos. I watched a video this week that really hit home for me. It was from Kim's VSG Tube about losing weight and then still feeling like you were still overweight and not even realizing when you walk into the clothes store that your size is like in a different department now. And I'm not even there yet, but I was thinking ahead about it. So there have been so many connections that I've made on YouTube, and the idea that I might be able to do that for someone else on my channel really appeals to me, and I appreciate that people watch and comment on videos and subscribe, and I love doing it too. I just love YouTube. In fact, my friends have asked me, like, do you have a support group to talk to about what you're going through? And I'm like, yes, but I've never met any of them, but they're all on YouTube. And it's true. It's my community, especially since so many people in my life don't even know that I've had this surgery. So thank you guys.